Tonight, a candid conversation centering on a dire problem facing the city of Indianapolis, the rising homicide rate. And now the chief of police is seeking ideas from people to help curb the deadly violence. IMPD Chief Randall Taylor held a community conversation at the Him by Her school. And as WRTV's Cameron Riddle reports, the chief and the people attending tonight's meeting shared several eye-opening moments and honest answers.
On a Friday night, the surging rate of violent crime in Indianapolis is top of mind for residents on the east side.
More cameras be a solution?
It's also top of mind for IMPD Chief Randall Taylor. The city's top cop spent the evening asking the community for solutions to slow Indy's homicide rate and the cause fueling it.
I've got concerns with these murder numbers, right? It's way too high, and the solution is probably going to be a little bit longer, drawn out, but we need to identify it and start making those steps to reduce those numbers.
Chief Taylor asked the crowd to share their thoughts on the root cause of violence, particularly among young black males. 27-year-old Raymond ACHILLE says much of the violence is caused by people not knowing how to control their emotions.
And I think it's very valuable for us to be able to be aware of, control, and express our emotions in a healthy way and handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically.
28-year-old JABRIEL Victoria told the chief he believes much of the violence, including domestic violence, is fueled by influences at home.
Just as far as like what we're allowed to intake as kids, like stemming from music. I think I gave an example of, like, y'all grew up on Marvin Gaye back in the day, had a tender loving care woman. Nowadays, I mean, everybody knows what we listen to. We technically don't need a woman.
The community conversation was not only insightful for Chief Taylor, but also for audience members like Jessica Mosley, who lost her child's father during a shooting in Northwest Indiana. After first wondering if police understand the impact of losing a loved one to violence, she learned Chief Taylor knows that feeling firsthand following the death of his father-in-law, who was killed by a 12-year-old in Fort Wayne.
It did a lot for me because, you know, sometimes we don't ever get to hear the police side of the story. It just sometimes it appears that they're not interested, that they don't care, but to be able to see them and to talk to him and to hear his heart about it, that put me at rest with a lot of things.
Cameron Riddle, WRTV.
Tonight's conversation was hosted by the Him by Her Foundation. The group works to lower the participation of marginalized youth in the criminal justice system.